Yo, what is up, guys? It's Lucky Luke from the Lucky Luke Show. So, today's stream is going to be talking about an issue I face every single day. It's people just assume that I'm just a nice guy. They come at me and they're like, "Oh, Luke, you're so kind. Nothing annoys you. I don't get it." Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. So I thought this stream I would look at this list I found from a company called Bored Panda, and they do 50 things that annoy and irritate people. And we're going to react to this today. Let's see me get riled up, see me get annoyed, see this new side of me you guys haven't seen before. So that is the plan for today. So let's start straight away and head on to 50 little things that are so irritating people can't stand them. I have not read this list yet. I assume that they're just going to be really annoying things. There is a silent universal. Let's just skip to the list. When a TV show you're watching goes onto an ad and the volume goes from reasonable to incredibly loud without having to change volume. Well, that's something I don't really have to deal with anymore because, let's be honest, TV shows are sort of old media, and nowadays you just watch YouTube and stuff like that. But YouTube ads are annoying. I've never dealt with them going really loud, but I have dealt with them just interrupting the pace of the video, especially when you go to like the YouTubers who just spam them like every 5 seconds. That is really annoying. So yeah, what's the second one? Having to watch movies with your foot. This is really old stuff. Because yeah, and plus this is the exact same one. That's annoying. All right. People who step closer to you when you're away from them, when you're violating the personal. That's not really that annoying. I mean, it's irritating, but it's not really annoying. I mean, people who step closer to you when you're trying to step away from them. I mean, you can just turn the other way or stop and let them go to the side of you. I mean, not having to do that, but yeah, that's doesn't really annoy me that much. Oh, I think this one might. Chargers and adapters that take up more than one power slot. Yeah, I have to deal with that. That's normally when I'm trying to set off my PC. It's not normally power. It's usually USB cables because I'm having to use like different setups for different things, and it's so annoying. I just want like it all to be simple and streamlined, but no, you have to have a USB cable, and then you have to connect that to something else. You got to connect your Elgato, and that's just so annoying. Why can't they just make it so one thing works for everything? I just want to be able to plug it in. Like when you have an Xbox, you just plug that into the wall, plug that in the HDMI. That's easy. But anything else, like a PC, you have to plug in your speakers, your headset. You got a Bluetooth your controller. It's not streamlined at all. Okay, I don't drive. Drivers who ever take you on the road, slow down in front of you. I guess that would be annoying, but I bike to work because I'm a student and I can't afford a car. But yeah, I imagine that would be annoying. But is no one noticing that there's just a random horse on top of the bridge? Like, why? Why is there a random horse on the bridge? That's not a normal sight. Oh, what's this? People who pee on the seat and don't wipe. Oh, that is annoying. Especially when you go to clubs. Like, anytime I'm going out, like, to a club and everything, it is the most ungodly sight. And usually, there's someone manning it. Like, so you gotta think, like, they allow you in there, but they don't clean up, like, the mess or do anything like that. There's no consideration. It's not governed. Like, you think clubs would have, like, someone going in there every hour because they know what drunk teenagers are going to be like. But no, it's literally a slippery floor, a messy seat, a clogged toilet, and then what's worse is you leave there, and if someone's waiting by the door, they think you've done that mess, and you don't want to have to wipe someone else's stuff off. No. Oh, that is so irritating. Um, a sleeve that rolls down your arm when you're washing it. Oh, when you're doing the dishes and yes, yes, yes. Now we're actually getting into good ones. These ones actually do irritate me, especially when you've just put on a nice shirt and you need to go out. But let's say you've had something to eat and you need to do your dishes, then you've wet like your new nice shirt you're using, and you're having to deal with that now. That is just why can't they have like buttons like on the top, like you fold them up and then you button it? I suppose that wouldn't be a very good like design wise, but it would be more practical. Okay, this one's a mean. Please scan your item. Place your item into a bagging area. And an unexpected item in your bagging area. Yes, I work at Mark and Spencer's. I work at a shop, so I have to deal with that all the time because for some reason the scales do not work for any of the items. I don't know why they don't just turn off the scales. So I'm having to constantly go over, approve the item, and what's worse is I know like many ways to fix it. Like all you have to do is turn it off. It's one button and then no one would have to deal with this problem again. But yeah, that is annoying. Um, oh, this is probably what I do that annoys people. I'm terrible at grammar. Like the. Yeah, I never do the right there's. That that is something I do. Normally, like I use just the place there, but I can't be like I don't remember like I do they are as well, but I always forget this one. So I either just do they are constantly or they're referring to the place. But I always forget my spelling and grammar. People who don't say please and thank you are probably the biggest pet peeves. Yes, yes, thank you. Yeah, when people like if someone's asked me to help them and I've done all that, I've gone through all the effort, and they don't say like thank you or they don't say please, it really annoys me. I mean, especially when you've gone like out your way to help them. Like if I've scanned all your shopping, I've like been polite, and you've asked me to help you pack your bag, I've done that. If you don't say thank you after, it's just it annoys me. That does really annoy me. I don't know. It's just like two words, like thank you, and then I always say like you're welcome. But it's yeah, yeah. Chewing with your mouth open. Oh, there's nothing worse when you hear someone just go down your ear. It's terrible, and especially if you're like eating across from someone and someone does that. That's one of the reasons I don't like going on food dates. That's one of the things I don't like doing because I hate eating in front of people in case I make like a mistake like this. I'm so self conscious. Like I'll do anything else. I'll do bowling. I'll do like mini golf, but eating across from people is just one of those. Like we're gonna have to be like third date before I even consider going out to eat with someone because that can be a make or break. So that's one thing I hate doing. People who don't signal when there's another car one, I don't deal with it really. Uh, people who walk aside. Uh, Oh, yes. But what's worse is when people park the trolleys. Like, if someone has a trolley and you need to go down that alleyway and they park it, so they block it, and then you have to awkwardly go, excuse me, are you okay to move it? Like, you don't want to ask people to move stuff. Like, I always make sure it's to the side so people can go through, but especially when people take their time. One thing that does annoy me is I have to take my bike into work, and because we don't have a proper place to like store it and go around the back, I have to take it through the store. And having to move a bike through the store with people who just wait, like buy all the shelves, and I can't get through, and I'm having to ask each individual customer, and they can hear me asking one customer if they can kindly like move, but they don't hear it, and I have to ask them separately. It's so annoying. Yep. No. To be honest, I always prepare for this. I always have like I see when I'm at my last roll, and I instantly go and get more. There is nothing worse than not having any toilet roll. And even if I need to go somewhere, I always check that there's toilet paper because I hate asking people for it. It's just one of those that you have to be prepared for. um, I've learned from my mistakes, and now I'm always prepared, especially in uni. People who spit on the ground for no apparent reason. The guy at work constantly does it. Yeah, I haven't really dealt with this one, but I can see why that would be annoying. Because imagine you just like cleaned like your floor, and then someone just comes and starts spitting. I mean that would just be annoying, especially if you've just cleaned, and it's just rude and not nice. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, I guess it's not really a thing in Britain. I don't know any people who do it. 16. On a floor plan, offices, I need some peace and quiet. I work plus Dave's living. What? Open floor plan office. I get, like I said, I've never worked in this sort of environment. I mean, this is what many like game development rooms I are like. I imagine. I guess if you know everyone, it's okay. But if you're not friends with like people, if you don't haven't clicked in like the office, I guess yeah, that would be annoying. But I suppose like when you're on your break, you don't have to stay in the building. You can just like sit outside or go somewhere else. I mean, work should accommodate you to have like a eating space, but I guess because I do like acting, and sometimes I work in places and there's like we're sitting in doing a scene inside like a bar or something, and obviously you can't like go on your break and have to move far away, so you normally just like go outside and come back. So yeah, I don't normally have to deal with having to be in an office, but I have had to stay on set for like long periods of time. 17. My husband is watching his phone during a show and asks me what happened constantly. If you want to know, but yes, yes, that does annoy me, especially when you've invited someone to watch something and they're just on the phone. Like for me, it's like sort of a phones down policy if we're watching something together. If someone's checking the phone, then it's just like not only are you not paying attention to me, you're not paying attention to the thing you wanted to watch. Um, Yeah, that does irritate me. The only time I ever do it, and I always tell people this because I don't like watching football, and in Britain, it is on everywhere. So if people invite me to the game, I let people know beforehand. I say, look, I'm not really a fan of football, but I'll come keep you company, but I'm not going to watch the actual game. So I always like give people the heads up. All my friends know I don't like football. I get ripped on it like constantly, but yeah, I don't like people who do that if we're watching a film. A sports game, I feel like it's fair game. I guess it depends. Uh, this just happened to me. People won't respond to my email when I spell your name wrong, despite both the email and the contents associated with are spelled correctly. Did not mention I end at the end of it. Oh, I guess that's a. I mean, sometimes like you have to send an email fast, and you know what the name is, but you might misspell it. I mean, people will spell my name wrong all the time because my last name's Clark, but the common way people spell Clark is with an E on the end, so people are always misspelling my name. It doesn't really bother me when people do it. I mean, I've had like letters from my uni that have Luke Clark at the end with an E, and I'm just like, well, they have hundreds of like students to do it for. So if they spell my name wrong, I'm not going to make a fuss and get them to send me a new letter. It's just one of those you have to deal with sometimes. But I never like at the end of my email say you misspelt my name. Like I guess if someone said my name wrong, like verbally, I'd correct them. But if they type it wrong, I'm not really that bothered. Uh, mosquito. Yeah, mosquitoes are annoying. It doesn't make me like furious. I mean, they're just insects. I mean, it's sort of just natural like thing. Having to deal with a mosquito like biting you, yeah, I guess it's a mild irritation at best. 20. When people always try to one up you in a conversation. Oh, my mate does this all the time. Like, I don't know whether this is one upping, but whenever I say something, he always has to have a opinion about it, and it always ends up turning into a debate. And like if I'm just like mentioning something about, let's say a video game, um, one thing he always does is if I'm playing like a shooting game with him, he says, "No, no, you got to play it tactically." When me, I just like having fun, just running in, shooting people, dying. I don't like playing games slow. If I'm gonna play a game, it's like I'm not going to do what I'm going to do in real life because it's a simulator. I'm going to do all the stuff that I wouldn't do in real life. So I'll go in, guns blazing, where he's like, no, no, this isn't that sort of game. You've got to play it tactically. And no, I'm going to play the game how I want to play it. If you don't want to play it if you want to play it tactically, don't play it with me. That's why I don't play Warzone with him because he's like, oh, you can't do that. And sometimes it pays off, and when it pays off, I don't get any credit. It's only when it goes wrong that's when he'll go on about it. Okay. 21. One way to rinse the clothes with cold water, then scrub with sea salt. Delayed subtitles. I don't normally watch films with subtitles unless it's like an anime or a foreign film, and usually those are never delayed. I guess the only time you get delayed subtitles if you're watching like a I don't know, when do you get delayed subtitles? Because I've never had to deal with it. Usually the subtitles work fine. I guess this is something I might deal with in the future, and I'll come back and say, yeah, it's annoying. But if you're watching just like an English program and the subtitles are delayed, it wouldn't really bother me because I can hear what they're saying. Let's see. Yeah, what's worse is when sort of buzzing from the lights and no, oh, I didn't think they were going on about that. I thought they were talking about like when it randomly flashes, because in Britain, you'll always be in at least one room where the lights don't work properly and it's constantly flickering and it's so annoying. There's nothing worse than flickering lights. I mean, a sort of buzzing, I can sort of drown that out with other things, so that doesn't really bother me. But a flashing light, that is just so annoying. Like visual annoyances, that's what really irritates me. Just like something going on, like to the side. That's that's what will annoy me. Like if there's just like a little blinking light and it's in the corner of my vision, I will do what I can to stop that. Um, when you're when you pant when your pant pocket earbud wire gets caught up in a doorknob and pulls you back. Well, that's not real. I wonder when this was made because nowadays, this was made 2 years ago. So nowadays, this isn't really an issue because most people have got like AirPods or like some cheaper alternative, like Bluetooth headphones. This is like a really sort of old one now. You don't really hear people having this problem nowadays. Like I feel like we've got past that problem, mate. Just get yourself like a cheap pair of earphones, and you should be grand. Let's see. Whenever I touch something greasy or oily, like utensils, doorknobs, toothpaste, makes me cringe with your nasty hand. Yeah, I'm constantly washing my hands currently because of stuff like that. When something's just like feels grubby or like what's worse is when it's like a wax sort of consistency, and you get that on your fingers and you have to wash your hands because I hate that. I hate that. That is one that like I have no arguments against. That is just nasty. Yes, 100%. 25. When people, how old is that phone? That's not an iPhone. That's like one of those old flip phones. Like he has a Nokia right there. When people take their phone calls right next to you, co-worker is doing it right now during our lunch breaks. I mean, you can get out of that situation. You can just like leave, go to another room. Uh, if you work with them, like if it's a co-worker, I've never worked at a job where I've had to deal with that because I do like acting, I do retail work, So I've never dealt with like people on the phone because you're not allowed phones when you're on set. Definitely not. You're not allowed to take phone calls unless you're on your like break. That's a big no-no. And you're not allowed to have phones on the shop floor unless you're checking the time or responding to a Teams message. Well, for me, I check my normal messages as well. If I'm pulling out my phone, I'm going to check everything. Let's see, 26. Forgetting one thing with yes, yes, that you know, if I'm going in for one thing, I make sure I get that one thing first. But then I remember I need another thing later. Like, let's say I've run out of milk. I'm like, oh, forgot my milk. I go to the shop, I grab the milk, I probably get a couple of other bits I need, go home, realise, oh wait, I forgot the sugar for the tea. Like, I always forget one thing, but I never know I forgot it until I realise. So I end up making like maybe 5 trips to the shop. I'm trying to get better at like making sure I have all my stuff, but yeah, that is something I deal with. Okay. The noisy dogs when they lick themselves. Hello, you alright? So what we're doing currently is I'm looking at this list by Board Panda, specific annoying things. Oh, it's not a game. This is just a list I'm reading through. It's 50 specific little things that are irritating and people can't stand them. So, so it is quite interesting because some of these I don't have to deal with, but there's others that you just clock on and you're like, yep, yep, that is so annoying. Where was I up to? Hold on, I've lost my place now. That's one of the little annoying things when you scroll up and you can't find where you're up to. Okay, I think I'm phone calls. Okay, here's one. Now does want to be here. Shut off. You can do your work at home. I've already read that one. Okay. When you're trying to tell someone or a group of people and something interrupts you when you forget what you were meant to say. Yeah, when you have to make an announcement, this article feeds on people being what? Uh Relatable. Yes, it does feed on people being like relatable. I mean, this sort of goes for everyone, this one. When you're trying to tell someone something or a group of people, someone can interrupt you and then you forget what you meant to say. Yeah, especially how. Wow, I can't spell. Oh no, I'm terrible at spelling. There's one up here that maybe you might be able to relate to. Hold on, let me find it. Yep, there it is. There. That's what I can never do. I can never do that right. I know, like that, like THERE. That is the place. I know that one. They are, and then the. I never use it properly. I never used to write there. I usually just go for one. Is that something you do, Myra, or is this just a me problem? I think it's worse when you're waiting for someone to finish speaking, then you forget what you were going to say. Yes, especially when you go off on like another little tangent and then you remember, oh yeah, this is what we were talking about. What were we talking about? I always go off on little tangents like that, and I just forget like everything I'm trying to say. It probably happens in the stream all the time. Like I'm showing a point, and then I'll forget what I was meant to do. Okay, so number 32. When people eat and they bite down on the fork and drag it out the mouth sends shivers down my spine. It's hard to hear once you notice when a person has a habit of doing this. Sharing meals become excruciating. Yeah, I love flaunting my grammar, but when reading and I got it wrong, I'm like, no! Spelling takes, I mean, is it, yeah, spelling mistakes are relatable, like typos. I hate when people correct your grammar. Like sometimes you write a message, they understand what you're saying, especially in a text message. If I'm writing an email, I make sure that is perfect. But when you're writing a message and then someone corrects you, that is the most annoying thing in the world. But when they don't understand the right word, it hurts. Yeah. Uh, Text message. I don't care for. Yeah, I sort of understand that. So what's this one? When people bite down and the meals. Yeah, that sort of annoys me. One of the things I don't like doing. Uh, but books. My God, if someone wrote a book and it has a spelling mistake, what? I thought books had to be like governed like heavily. I've never seen a book with like a spelling mistake. I guess I read a few books. I think I have my book collection here. I have, let's see, I've got A Brave New World. I don't think there was any spelling mistakes in this. It's sort of an older one. I've got Improv Nation. This is one I'm reading because of uni. I'm a big fan of doing like improv comedy, and this is like interviews and like different techniques. Uh, when homophobe, I don't know. It hurts when homophones are done wrong. What's a homophone? I guess I do it wrong because I don't know what one is. Uh, Homophones. I don't know what that is. Sorry. The improv comedy is okay. I guess I don't agree with all my viewers all the time. Improv comedy is great. Okay. Um, there is bad improv comedy, but this is more for like when you're in like a scene with someone and you start improvising, being able to deal with people like messing up on a line, being able to get out of it. It's a very good skill to have. But I suppose you're thinking of like that TED clip. No, I love it. I love acting. Yeah, good save. Good save. Trying to save it. Yeah, okay, I believe you. You love acting. Okay, never getting the USB in the first two try. Yeah, that is what I mean. Okay. My skill at it is poor. Well, practice makes perfect. I remember like reading if you do 2,000 hours, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. So the more you do it, the better you'll get. The best way to do it is look at yourself acting. It's terrible to do. I hate watching myself, but it's the best way to pick up on like annoying little things you do. Like when I have to watch back all my videos, one thing I notice is sometimes I stutter a lot, so I focus a lot more when I'm talking, when I'm trying to make a point. But yeah, it is one of those things you have to get used to. But practice makes perfect. Okay, never getting a USB on the first two tries. Yeah, yeah, that's just irritating. I wouldn't say it's an annoyance. If I wouldn't say it like annoys me to no end. It's just like, why wouldn't it go in? I wouldn't start breaking stuff over that. What when someone's headlights like beams? I don't drive. I don't drive. I don't know what this is like. Um, Dropping something a second or third time. Yeah, that only happens when you're carrying too much though. So you put all your stuff down, you pick it all back up, and then to be honest, it's the learning curve. Like if you're holding like one item and you start dropping it, then there's something you're not doing something right. You're clearly not carrying it something. Homophones is what you said before. Oh, okay. I didn't know what they were called. Oh, thank you. I feel like the stream is dead delayed because I said that like ages ago. But okay, 36. Being able to hear someone's TV muffled through the wall, it drives me mental. Oh, fair enough. Oh well, here's the thing. I live right next to a train station, so hearing someone's TV, it's not a bother. What I hear constantly is This train will be departing in 10 minutes. Please go to platform 2. So I constantly hear that. I hear that in my nightmares. I can't sleep with my window open because that's all I can hear. Especially when the trains are going past. That is my biggest pet peeve, having to hear a train station. And what's worse is I'm having to live here next year. I'll be moving out because I live in a student. I wanted to prove my love of acting rather than defining specific grammar techniques to you. Yikes. Yeah, big yikes. Big yikes. Oh, that's funny. Oh, uh, the last specific thing I remember getting real pissed off about was ghost flights. At the beginning of the pandemic, flights were running without passengers because they stayed on the ground. They would lose government subsidies. I mean, you can tell this was written 2 years ago. I live near a train station, but thankfully it's not close enough like that. Yeah, well, I live in a student accommodation, so I constantly hear it. And the worst thing about living in a student accommodation, it has to be that I live by a seaside as well, so I can't open the window without hearing birds. Which, when you're trying to become a YouTuber or trying to stream, hearing birds is probably not that good a thing. I'd love one bird, but hearing constant seagulls is not the best. Ugh, yeah, I get riled up now. I need to take a breather. The last specific, yeah, this was written 2 years ago. It's not really annoying anymore. I think this is a very grown up issue. I mean, yeah, COVID, that happened. I could care less. In the words of a wise AI, that means a little. Okay, the person who's writing this is clearly starting to lose steam. I could care less. I mean, when you're writing someone and if someone responds to that, you sort of just block them. Because, you know, that's just a toxic person. If someone doesn't care about what you're trying to say, and it's probably not a good person to have in your life, you should have people that big you up, not knock you down. Words to live by. Proper grammar. Improper grammar. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that one. We don't need to go on about improper grammar. It does. If planes are stationary for too long, they will break down. They become a hazard. So the question is, the use of fuel is financially replacing planes. Oh, hmm. I think I could care less is annoying if it's not used right. I think this list was made for you. This used to be really catering towards you. This isn't really bothering me. All this. Yeah, yeah. This is the stuff that's annoying. You should go on this list. I think you should do a stream now. You react to this list if you want. Uh, During May, I have three guys hit on me hard through online games. They know nothing about my personality, can't relate. Didn't bother to ask. Wanting for more pictures, personal information. I'm trying to insert himself in my. Yeah, one of them was pushing his sexuality, so I blocked. Oh, it sort of sounds like this person's venting about a bad experience they have. I mean, I know it's fairly common, but it's nothing I can really relate to. I would never because I don't know these people. I don't know what's going on in their lives. So unless I know people personally, I don't flirt with them and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, yikes! I feel like this person's just venting about a story that's been going on. I know it's asking me for personal pictures or flirting with me nowadays, but yikes! People who go under 10 on the speed limit in a fast lane, seriously, move over. I heard some generic stories of the same. Yeah, yeah, you hear about it, but this is meant to be what I can relate to, and to be honest, I none of this really is working for me because they're trying to get as many people. 10 miles per hour, yeah, 10 miles per hour. Oh, go 10 under the speed limit. Sorry, 10 under the speed limit. It's not 10 miles per hour. I think that would be. I think that would be a serious like health violation on the motorway. So you can't even go that slow. Yeah, imagine 10 miles per hour on a motorway. Well, that would annoy anyone. Anyone. your reaction there then. What? 10 miles? In a fast lane? Yeah. Seriously. Move over. Again, I don't drive. I bike everywhere pretty much. So I don't have to deal with this. And living in a city, I can just walk everywhere. So I'm happy. I mean, technically, you can have the people equivalent when people just walk dead slow in a huddled group and you can't get past them. And then you have to go down a shady alley, get stabbed, and then, end up in a hospital, all because you try and go past people. Yeah, walking. That's what I said, I think. Um, when I'm stretched out to my max capacity to reach an item, and it's just out of reach, stand on something. There's a kid there, stand on the kid. Slow walkers are the bane of my existence. Yep, yep, I can relate. But yeah, max capacity out of reach, get an item, just stand on something. I mean, I have to do some work, I have to get a step. Usually, in those situations, you can just ask someone to get it for you. I mean, it's awkward. The best, really good is greater than. I'm just saying, walking is so good. Yes, walking is really good. Walking equals good. You know what? Oh, I can't. It's not letting me write in my own chat. Never mind. Walking is not good. I can't. I can't write it down. So I guess not. I've stretched to my max capacity to reach an item. It's just out of reach. Yeah, like I said, just push someone over, stand on them, use that. Awesome. Problem solved. Sad times. Very sad times. When an old lady comes on the bus and nobody offers them a seat, I will give up my seat when it comes near me. When you yell across to get her attention. Young people, 16-year-olds are at the main point. Yeah, yeah. I always offer my seat, but what's what can be annoying with that is if you have somewhere longer to go, you give up your seat for someone, they get off the next stop, someone steals that seat who's the same age as you, and then you're just stuck standing there. So it's sort of a risk and reward system. Can't relate. Yeah, you have a car. It must be nice. Like I said, I don't have to deal with this nowadays, but yeah, yeah. Uh, Seldom been on the bus. Yeah, I prefer train. Trains are way better. Trains are just well. It's the thing everywhere because sometimes I have to go back to my hometown, so that's a train and a bus, or I can just take the bike and then catch a train, ride down. It's a lot quicker. And then I don't have to deal with being on the bus. There's nothing worse than the bus, actually. The bus, it's smelly. There's never a spare seat. People don't give up their seats for old ladies, apparently. And yeah, not a good environment. Trains are the way. Or taxis, or Uber, or any other way of transportation is better than the bus. The sound of people smacking their lips while you're eating. I hate it. Even if it's quiet, I just want to explode. If something's drowning it out, I suppose it doesn't really annoy me. If I can't hear it, then it doesn't annoy me. But if that's all I can hear, then that's going to be irritating for anyone. I actually hate eating in front of people. That's one of the things I don't like doing. I could never go on a dinner date because I hate eating in front of people, especially if they're going to be making noises like that. It's just a dinner date is sort of fundamentally the worst sort of thing you can do because you want to keep the conversation going with someone, but you also want to eat your food before it gets cold. So you're in this weird sort of thing where someone will finish on what they're saying, you're eating, you don't want to eat with your mouth full, so there's that dead silence where you're finishing chewing your food and swallowing it, and then you respond. And then it's just a terrible sort of environment. You're best doing some fun if you go on a date, like mini golf, bowling, something like that, something active, something where you can get to know the person, get to see what they like doing an activity. Eating with someone is not a good sort of date. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe date that's the best sort of date you can have. But for me, an activity is the best kind of date. When someone mumbles and I ask them 3 or 4 times, and I get so mad. Yeah, that's just annoying. I don't think anyone likes not hearing what people say, especially when they say especially when they mumble. You ask them 3 or 4 times, and then they say, "Oh, I'm not telling you, you're not listening." Talk louder. So when someone mumbles, I ask them 3 or 4 times what they said. They still mumble. I get so mad. Yeah, I don't think we need to elaborate on this. I think that's very relatable. No one likes that. Unless maybe you like ASMR and you like decoding on what people say. Maybe people who like ASMR like it. When people try and win arguments by getting louder and dumber, it makes me really want to punch the person. Like you don't have a vague claim, so shut up. Why do I feel like this is me? I feel like when I know I'm in the right and I'm on a debate with someone and they get louder and dumber, I feel like I get louder and dumber as well. Even though I'm in the right, I will get louder and dumber to try and win the argument. It's just a constant sort of back and forth between them. But never argue with it, idiot. They'll drag you down to their level with their experience. Mark Twain. Yeah, yeah. I suppose that's a good way of rounding it off. I I like having debates with people. I like having debates where someone has their point, someone has their point, and you can sort of come to an equal understanding. But when you argue with someone who's not going to budge, not even going to listen to any of your claims, and doesn't argue against your claims and just reiterates the same point, then you're not going to get anywhere. It's not a debate. It's just like pretty much screaming at a wall. Okay. Hearing someone's music through the earbuds. Like first of all, I don't want to hear your music, but because it's through your earbuds, I can't be. Oh, so exactly like the same as the previous one. Yeah, argument though, argument. What if you listen to a song and you really like the song? Consider that. What if it's the best song you ever heard, and you heard it because of that? You may never have heard it if they had good earphones, but you heard the greatest song ever. And usually it's that faint that you can't really hear it. And if you have your own earphones, then it's not really an issue. But I guess just sitting on a train and hearing someone's music can be a bit annoying. But it's not really doesn't really bother me that much. I get why it would bother other people, but yeah, you never know. You might hear your new favorite song because of this. Wet sock. Is someone just wearing one sock, or is it wet socks they're trying to say? Yeah, having wet socks is terrible. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it actually happened to me recently because I locked myself out of my accommodation. My key stopped working for all the doors. So I had to go down to reception. And to go down to reception, I have to go past, I have to leave the building, go into reception. And it was pouring down in rain. So my socks got absolutely drenched. And I'm there for like 20 minutes while he reactivates my card. Sat there in wet socks is terrible. It's terrible. But luckily my card works now, so it's fine. So I done that, then went to the gym, but it was, to be honest, it's a sensitive subject. I'd rather not elaborate much further. Traffic lights that state the green on the streets for no cars or pedestrians, while on the other street was waiting for cars with a pointless red light. Yeah, yeah. What's more annoying is there's actually a lot of broken traffic lights near us. So it will come up red on the traffic light, but the little green man doesn't come on when you're meant to cross. So you sort of have to gamble it. So I wait and see when the red light is. So I'm like turning my head, looking at the giant traffic light up above, waiting for that to go red to make my way to turn because the green man doesn't work on it. It's it's really irritating. But I think they're more talking about maybe cars. Alright. Professors slash teachers who keep the cursor on the videos they show. Oh, that takes me back. That takes me back. Teachers leaving. Well, I guess it depends how old you are because for you that might not be a problem because you might have been taught with a whiteboard. But yeah, when I was in like uni, when they leave their mouse on the videos, it's so annoying. Especially how none of them seem to know how to operate YouTube. The amount of times then they just don't know simple things. Like, to be honest, that really doesn't bug me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wait, what are you referring to? You referring to the cursor they show on the videos? Yeah, I think that's what you're on about. But yeah, can't. Yeah, none of them can make it full screen. None of them. I love it when the sound is playing out the thing and it's not playing out like the speakers, and they have to get the technician. And there was times when I've literally went to the teacher because I have to do all the stuff for streaming, where I've literally gone onto his computer, pressed on the sound settings, play out speakers. It's as easy as one, two, three. But no, their first thing is, let's get the technician. Being a technician for a school must be the easiest job in the world. Most of it is just pressing one button. You literally just go into settings, and half of it is probably sound related, or it's just the HDMI not plugged in properly. It's not a hard thing to deal with. Oh, I think we might be done with the list. Oh dear. Oh no. Ah, whatever will we do? It's almost like I prepared for this because I knew I'd probably scroll past like half of these with the cars. So I've actually made my own list of stuff that annoys me. This is the Lucky Luke list of things that annoy me. There's only 20 more entries, but I feel like this will be interesting. Okay, let's quickly go on to live. Whoops. Webcam. Webcam group. Game capture. Oh no. It's my stream. That's something that annoys me. When things don't work properly. No! It's a thing. I'm stuck on the stream. But it's not letting me press any buttons. Why isn't it not letting me press any buttons? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I might have to stop the stream and start it again. Why isn't it letting me press any buttons? This is so confusing. I can literally see the stream. Wait. I could. No, it's not letting me click anything. What is going on? Hold on. Let me try something. Um, no, no. I'm gonna have to close it and reopen it somehow. No, it's not even letting me press the Windows button. What's my mouse doing? It might. Sorry, we are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. Yikes. Okay, so. I'm one of those teachers now. I'm one of those teachers. I became the very thing I thought to destroy. Oh no. I've got it working. I've got it working. Okay. We're good. We're good. Where is it? Where's my notepad? I. There we go. Here we go. This is my list of things that annoy me. Can I make this any bigger? Zoom in. Can you read that now? I think you can. Okay. I get this in full screen. That might irritate some of you guys. I need to move myself. Oh, now everything's not going as planned, but don't worry. Here we go. Every time I click on something, it's not working. Now, I feel like these are going to be more relatable. I think this is a better list than most other things. That I think this is better than the list that I've just read anyway. Because this is made by me. So I'm non-biased, obviously. Okay, this is the best I think I'm going to get it. Let me try something. Okay. There we go. This is my list of things that annoy me. There are 20 entries. It's not organised at all. But yeah, we'll start off with number one. Technology not working with each other. Now, let me paint a picture for you. Let's say you're setting up something. Let's say you're putting on a film or something like that. When you need to connect your phone to like the Xbox or something like that, or you gotta connect like a third party controller to an Xbox or anything to do with a PC, because I'm having to use a mic that doesn't. Hold on, let me show you my setup. So I have this microphone that doesn't work with the headphones, and if I plug the headphones in to this like little wire here, then it will not work with sound. So it will literally play the sound out of my headphones for the mic. Let me show you how that will sound. So I put on some music now, and it will be playing it out of the headphones. Like, why does it do that? I don't know why it does that. Like, it's not a separate track. It is, it's so annoying. I don't like it. I don't even know if muting it would fix it as well. No, it doesn't. It's because it's using the same sort of thing. So we'll turn that off. But yeah, that's something that annoys me. Two, living in a student accommodation when the fire alarm goes off once a week. Now here's the thing, students are idiots, alright? We all know this. We're not exactly the most intelligent people in the world. So what happens is people can't make toast. So they'll burn the toast. The alarm will go off. We all have to go leave the building, come back. It's gotten to the point now where I don't even leave if I hear a fire alarm. Because, like, literally, it goes off once a week. So chances are I'm going to die in a house fire because I just cannot handle having to leave when it's a false alarm. It's so annoying. Why can't people just do basic cooking? It's the one thing that defeats me. Okay, number three. People telling me how to play a game. There's nothing worse than when I'm jumping into something and I'm playing with my mates and then they say, "Oh, you're not meant to play that way." It's a simulator. You can play it however you want. Games are not meant to be real life. If I was playing like Minecraft and someone says, "Oh, well, you gotta make it like you gotta make proper beams. A house can't be floating," then that would ruin it. That you're just ruining the game for me. Just because it's not structurally sound doesn't mean that it's a bad house. I can still live there. I can use my water elevator to get up. Just because it's not a mechanical elevator doesn't mean that it's not good. Also, this is the reason I wrote this one. Whenever I'm playing a game, like Warzone, for example, I play with this mate and he says that, "Oh, don't play like this. You have to go in tactically. You got to go in slow. You're not allowed to rush it. It's not that type of game." And I'm like, I will play however I want to. You asked me to play. I said I didn't want to. But now you're moaning at me because of the way I'm playing? No, I'm going to come in guns blazing because it's a video game. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's one thing that does annoy me. When people tell me how to play a game. Uh, Number four, having to track calories. One thing that is not annoying when you have to look on the back and it says calories per 100 gram. It doesn't tell you how much it is for the box. It tells you per 100, so you have to do all the calculations. It's a minor inconvenience, but it annoys me to no end. When someone reads your message and doesn't respond for an hour, I bet that's one. That should have been on the list. that's something everyone has to deal with. When someone reads your message, it comes up red, like on Snapchat or something like that, and then they proceed not to respond. It's worse when it's like a snap as well, because it comes up as opened, and you can sometimes see the person hovering, like reading it, and then they just don't respond. They leave, and then they'll come back later and say, "Oh, sorry, I had to do something." Look, you had time to stare at my message for like 5 minutes. You could have just wrote a response like, "Oh, I've got to go now, but thank you for leaving the message." Like, that's all it takes. Just respond to my message. If I'm leaving you a message and you read it, respond. maybe I'm sounding a bit entitled, but it's annoying if someone reads it. Uh, Looking like a kid and getting ID'd for everything. Yes, my little baby face doesn't get me very far in life. I mean, I am literally 20 years old, but I look like I'm 16. I get ID'd for energy drinks, which in the UK is 16. I get ID'd for... What else do I get ID'd for? I get ID'd for paracetamol. So if I'm ill, I've got a headache, 16-year-olds are legally allowed to buy paracetamol without a thing in case they overdose, but still, that is very annoying. So I have to have ID to get some paracetamol because of a headache. And obviously there's alcohol, but I sort of understand that because you have to challenge 25. But come on, it's so annoying looking like a little kid. And when, like, if I'm hungover or if I have a headache and I have to buy paracetamol to help that headache, if I'm getting denied it, that is the most infuriating thing. I don't expect to get ID'd for something when I'm 20 years old, especially if I have to look 16. But it's not really an issue here because all the student accommodation places know everyone looks young, so they're a lot more lenient. It's when you go on the outskirts of the city when like it's more like mom and pop sort of places where you'll get ID'd the most, and it's just annoying. It's so annoying. Let's see. Where is it? Looking like a kid. There it is. Heroin Harry. He's just some guy I have YouTube beef with. Alright, there's been this ongoing rivalry. He keeps making videos about me. He's challenged me to a boxing match. No joke. There might be a boxing match in October, which would be very interesting. It probably won't be in October, let's be honest. But he's challenged me to a boxing match. That's part of the reason I'm doing all this gym. That's part of the reason I'm doing all the tracking calories in preparation for this. But yeah, he's annoying. Check out if you want to check out the drama. I suppose I'll leave a link, but he annoys me to no end. People tipping stuff in the lift and making it smell. Yeah, for some reason people have a habit of like tipping like some weird liquid onto the floor and it absolutely reeks. And it's just yeah, I don't know how it happens. I live in a student accommodation. Just it will smell nice in the morning when it's literally got clean. Then by the end, it literally smells like a swamp. It's horrible. It's horrible. Okay, number 9. Gym people not putting the weights back and they're not being organised. Yeah, that is just so annoying. I don't know why people can't put the weights back, especially when they're just left in random places and it not being organised. And this is all because of Heroin Harry. All of it. Not being organised. Living next to a train station and hearing announcements constantly. I've already talked about this. I've talked about this at length, but I had to write it down. Number 11, circuit laundry. Now, if you don't know what circuit laundry is, that's the thing that we have to use for student accommodation. Now, where it is annoying is the fact that it doesn't work. You connect to the washing machine, and sometimes it doesn't wash your clothes properly. So then you spend £5, and you can only top up £5 at a time, and a wash is sometimes £2.50. So you're having to throw extra money in there that you don't need, and it's always a weird amount as well. You always end up with a little bit of money left over. That's not the right amount for a wash, but it's enough so you have to spend another £5 to top it up. It's the biggest con ever. But luckily, me being a genius, I figured out how to get around that. I looked up a washing manual for a manual override on washing machines that are made by that company. And I figured out how to override the washing machines to get free washes. So Circuit Laundry, if you're watching this, lower your prices. I don't want to have to manually override your washing machines because your wash didn't work for me. I only do it if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work instantly, I'm overriding it. Or else I do pay. Because I believe that you should pay for stuff. Even though it says it's included in my student accommodation. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting annoyed. That was just a tangent. People doing repairs. Yeah, it's one of those of living in a student accommodation. People like not repairing stuff all the time, making too much noise. I can't record when that happens because it's just terrible audio, especially when people are drilling, using hammers. But I suppose the maintenance needs to be done. But it's one of those that just annoy me to no end. Sony Vegas crashing. You probably will hear this from a lot of older YouTubers who used to use Sony Vegas, but yeah, it crashes all the time. It's one of those softwares that will either work perfectly, it will crash, and if it crashes, you lose all your progress if you haven't been saving, and it happens on every computer. Like literally, I've spent £850 on this desktop, and it still crashes because the software just doesn't work properly. I need to learn to use Premiere or buy Premiere or something, but I know how to use Sony Vegas, so it's one of those where I'll have to learn something new, but it's the learning curve. Audio messing up. That's one that I deal with streaming a lot. That's why I don't normally listen to music and stuff like that, because it's another thing I'd have to manage. But yeah, audio is one of the things that I just cannot master. I can get decent visuals, I can make the visuals look good, I can handle a camera. I literally spent £850 on this Sony A6400 for taking photos. I'm great at visuals. Audio is the bane of my existence. I can get a good mic and it still won't work. Time and effort doesn't equal views. Sometimes I've spent a week on one video. I've put my heart and soul into it for it to get like 3 views. And then, let me show you my channel real quick. We'll go on to the Lucky Luke show so I can show you what I mean. I hate how long sometimes this takes to load. Having bad internet, that's one. I can't upgrade the internet here, so the internet is like good for what I need to do, but it's not good for anything else. So we'll go on popular. 4 point, yeah, here we go. So let's go on to this screen capture. The Lucky Luke show. There we go. There's my channel. And as you can see, this is very weird. The one video that took off, that got the most views, is the one I put the least amount of effort in. It was generally just shaving my roommate's head. He wanted to get a buzz cut, and I said, you know what? I'll film it. We'll get some content. So I shaved his head, and that video got 4.2 thousand views. While my other videos normally, like my popular videos, normally average out over 100. And these videos take me a lot longer to do. Why this one video of me shaving my roommate's head got 4.2 thousand views. I don't get it. I don't get it. What was so good about this video? Maybe it's because I'm not in it. Maybe they see my face and they're like, nah, don't want to click on it. But the moment they see my roommate, they got 4.2 thousand views. I don't know, is it the thumbnail? Was it? I don't know. I think I've done decent with thumbnails. But yeah, it's really annoying. It's like you put time and effort, and then sometimes it's a bit discouraging, but it's one of those. So let's go back to my list anyway. We're almost done here. I think Mara's left the building, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let's see. Circuit laundry, doing repairs, Sony Vegas crashing, time and effort doesn't equal views. YouTube Shorts don't convert it for you. Now, I use TikTok. TikTok is a great platform. I love everything about TikTok. There's nothing about it that I actually hate now. Back in the olden days, it was just cringe and there was no good content. Nowadays, there's actually good content and it's really good. And the one thing I love about TikTok is I can upload any video. I can throw the video in as long as it's like the time wise, and it will convert it to an aspect ratio so I can use it on my phone. While YouTube Shorts doesn't like doing that. No, I have to go through a third party website, convert it to a horizontal aspect ratio, and put my video in like the middle in order to make it work, or zoom it in and do it that way. But it's so annoying that TikTok will convert it for you and make it a short, but for some reason YouTube won't. I mean, I guess it's because people have clips channels, but I don't see why that just doesn't work. It seems like it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard, but yeah, YouTube, get on that. Okay, what's the next one? My Black Ops 2 Season Pass doesn't work, even though I owned the fucking thing. I messaged Xbox, yes. I owned the Black Ops 2 Season Pass. I paid for the Season Pass for about £10. It didn't work. I messaged Xbox, and it's because I don't own the license to it because I do console sharing. And they wouldn't help me in any way, so now my options are buy all the map packs separately so they work, or buy a whole game. Which, either way, it's going to cost me like £40, which I don't want to do. And it's just really inconvenient. When you have to listen to a song you don't like at the club. Yeah, yeah. That's worse than the earphone one, actually. In the earphone one, you can tune that out. But when you're at a club and you listen to a song you don't like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like having to listen to a bad song for like ages. But having to line up for a club, yeah, I hate lining up. I hate lining up for anything, but especially for a club because I don't like clubbing personally. It's not something I like to do. It's for one, you spend way too much money, and you listen to a lot of songs you don't like, and it's usually just a very bad environment. Personally, for me, um, yeah, and then wanting to leave your club when your friends want to stay. That's probably the last bit of that. I say I want to go. They're like, no, no, stay, don't go, don't go. It will be fun. Stay another hour, stay another hour. And you end up being there the whole night, and you're like, I could have left like 3 hours ago, and I feel the same way. In fact, I would have felt better because I would have left earlier. So that's the list, ladies and gentlemen. That is 60 things that annoy me. I hope this game didn't sound too ranty. I hope this was somewhat entertaining. I want to thank everyone for watching this. I think I'm going to do a different stream now. But yeah, sometimes it's good to feel irritated, know what annoys you. Sometimes it's good just to get this out your system. But yeah, that's what we've done today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Um, like, subscribe, click that bell button. I don't know how to end this. Bye.